guiding the water to runner blades. I hope you understood now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got it? So alpha is nothing but it is a nozzle angle. But here it is a guide vane angle at inlet as well as outlet.
Okay.
But outlet it is a always 90 degree. So here you can check. Always it is a 90 degree. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Always this is the velocity triangle for Francis turbine. Okay, say outlet it won't changes, but inlet, okay, if condition givens, okay, as per that condition you draw the velocity triangle. But this is the general form of velocity triangle for Francis turbine. Okay, because see, now only I'm telling, you will get the combination question. If they ask Francis turbine theory, okay, definitely, sorry, Pelton wheel theory, you will get problems on Francis turbine. Okay, if it is a Francis turbine theory, okay, you will get Pelton wheel problems. Got my point? Yes. Next, we'll go for some equations. Okay, so here work done per kg of water. Okay, so it remains same, but VU2 is 0. Okay, VU2 is 0. So then the work done equation is, so m dot into VU1 U1. Okay, VU1 U1. So next, the second one, we want the peripheral velocity or the blade speed velocity, peripheral velocity or the blade speed velocity. So for that, we can see, so U1 is equals to, it is an a pi d1n divided by 60. So next U2 is equals to pi d2n divided by 60. And always remember in Francis turbine, always you remember in Francis turbine, U1 is greater than U2. Okay, because directly they won't give the values. Okay, directly they won't give the D1 values. Okay, so for the confusion, okay, they are going to change the statement. So that's why I'm highlighting always U1 is greater than U2 in Francis turbine. I'm audible? I'm audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, please note down these formulas. So everyone, please note down this formulas, because you don't have much theory on this. Okay, so immediately we're going to start the problems. So please note down. Once you get, let me know. So you want to take velocity triangle?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. If you want, you can write separately. So inlet velocity triangle separately, outlet velocity triangle separately. This is only for your understanding. Okay, I written like this. Okay, only for your understanding. Okay, you can write separately. Even in any problems, okay, you can write the separate velocity triangle as per your convenient. Because already I explained the different form of velocity triangles, but as per the condition you have to write. So there is a no hard and fast rule, you have to write like this only. Finished? Finished?
1 minute, sir.
Okay. So here we can see the speed ratio. So it is an phi is equals to u1 by root of 2gh. And here also you can see the values for speed ratio, it is varying from 0.6 to 0.9. 0.6 to 0.9. So next we can see the flow ratio. So flow ratio, it is given by Kf is equals to Vf1 by root of 2gh. So Vf1 is flow velocity. So the values is varying from 0.15 to 0.3. 0.15 to 0.3. So next, discharge. So next, discharge to the turbine is, so Q is equals to area into velocity. So here area is, so pi d1 b1 into vf1. Similarly at outlet, so pi d2 b2 vf2. So where d1 is, see here it is an outer diameter, don't get confused here, it is an outer diameter of the runner, and d2 is inner diameter of the runner, it is not outlet and inlet. And vf is flow velocity with respect to inlet as well as outlet. So b1 and b2 is width of the runner at inlet as well as outlet. So next, for radial discharge at outlet, so hydraulic efficiency is given by, so VU1 U1 by G into H. Okay, so hydraulic efficiency is given by, so VU1 U1 by GH. So please remember this formula. Okay, so once you know these list of formulas, then easily you can calculate any problems in Francis turbine. So I hope you completed.
So sixth one, sir.
Sixth one, okay, take down, take down.
Yes, sir, done, sir.
Yeah, okay. So these are the list of formulas. So please remember, one is an work done, okay, and peripheral velocity, velocity u1 and u2, speed ratio phi, flow ratio kf, and discharge q, so at inlet as well as outlet, and the hydraulic efficiency. Okay, and here itself I will going to tell one more thing. So next unit we have the centrifugal pumps. In the centrifugal pumps, the velocity triangle is reverse. So whatever we have the inlet velocity triangle, you will get the outlet, and whatever we have the outlet velocity triangle, you will get the inlet velocity sign triangle. So that we're going to see in the later part. Okay. Yes. So please note down this problem. Okay, just I'm going to read the problems. So you just note down the data. Okay, you just note down the data. The following data refers to an inward radial flow. See here clearly they mentioned it is an inward radial flow Francis turbine. Okay, so inward flow means, okay, first in your mind, okay, D1 is greater than D2. Got my point? So inward radial flow Francis turbine. So output is 15 megawatts. Okay, so they given the power. Okay, so output is 15 megawatts and speed is 300 rpm. So that is N. And net head, so H is 120 meters. And here you can see inner diameter of the runner is equal to 0.6 times outer diameter of the runner. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Inner diameter of the runner is equal to 0.6 times outer diameter of the runner. So this is very important. So if they the diameters values directly, so then easily we can note it down D1 and D2. But here, okay, they're given the statement like this. So inner diameter of the runner is equal to 0.6 times outer diameter of the runner. Axial length of the blade at inlet is equal to 0.1 times corresponding diameter. So axial length is nothing but the width. Okay, so one more important data here. So they given the axial length of the blade. So axial length of the blade is nothing but it is a width. Please remember. Axial length of the blade at inlet is equal to 0.1 times corresponding diameter. Flow ratio is 0.15. So directly they given the value. Hydraulic efficiency is 88%, and overall efficiency is 85%. And area blocked by the blade thickness is 5% of area of flow at inlet. And one more important data here. So area blocked by the blade thickness is 5% area of flow at inlet. So this I'm going to take at later part. See, already in Pelton wheel we discussed. Okay, so area blocked. So that is the relative velocity. Okay. Next, assume radial discharge at outlet. So radial discharge at outlet is nothing but always it is a right angle triangle. Okay, always it is a right angle. Whatever the absolute velocity V2 is equals to Vf2. And velocity of flow is constant throughout. Even the flow velocity, so Vf1 is equals to Vf2 is constant throughout. Calculate the following. So one is diameter of the runner at inlet, diameter of the runner at outlet, width of the runner at inlet, guide vane angle, moving vane angle at inlet as well as outlet. So here we have to find out D1, D2, width B1, guide vane angle. See at outlet, guide vane angle, always it is in a 90 degree. So alpha 2 is 90 degree, but inlet we have to calculate. So alpha 1, moving vane angle. Okay, so moving means that is the runner rotor angle at inlet, beta 1, and moving vane angle at outlet, so beta 2. Okay, so while coming to this, so they given the power. So it is a Francis turbine and power is 15 megawatts. So convert into kilowatts. Speed is 300 rpm and net head. So H is equals to 120 meters. Next, see inner diameter of the runner is equal to 0.6 times outer diameter of the runner. Okay, so they given the inner diameter. Okay, so they given the inner diameter. So for this, okay, so I'll going to take here. See, this is the inner diameter. Okay, and this is the outer diameter. Okay, this is the inner and this is the outer diameter. So while writing this, we can write, see here, nothing but it is an a D2. So D2 is equals to, okay, 0.6 times D1. Okay, 0.6 times D1. Suppose if you did any mistake here, okay, suppose if you did any mistake, because most of the students, okay, they will going to do mistake here only. Instead of taking D2, okay, they will going to take D1. Okay, no problem, you can take, but always you remember in Francis turbine, okay, so U1 is greater than U2. Okay, so then make correction here. Okay, then you have to make correction here. I hope you understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, the axial length of the blade at inlet is equal to 0.1 times corresponding diameter. So axial length is nothing but it is a width. So we want find out at inlet. Inlet is nothing but B1. So B1 is equals to 0.1 into corresponding diameter. So that is D1. Next, so flow ratio KF is 0.15. Hydraulic efficiency is 88%. Next, the overall efficiency is 0.85 or 85%. Next, area blocked. Okay, so area blocked is 5%, because while calculating area or while calculating the discharge, okay, we have to consider this area blocked by 5%. Okay, so once again I'm highlighting here, area blocked by the blade thickness is 5% area of flow at inlet. Okay, this we have to consider, okay, while calculating the discharge. Okay, so at that time we will going to consider this 5%. Okay, so 100 minus 5 means, okay, we will get 95%. So that I'm going to explain once again at the later stage. Okay, next assume the radial discharge. So radial discharge means, so V2 is equals to VF2 and VU2 is equals to 0 and alpha 2 is equals to 90 degree. So this is the outlet velocity triangle, and velocity of flow is constant throughout. So velocity of flow is nothing but VF1 is equals to VF2, that is equals to VF. Okay, so we have to find out D1, D2, B1, alpha 1, beta 1 and beta 2. So you want break?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, so I'll continue at 1 o'clock. Okay, so then same, okay, the same problem we're going to continue.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I'm audible? I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So we'll continue the same problem. So first, we know the overall efficiency. The overall efficiency formula remains same. By using this overall efficiency formula, okay, so easily we can calculate what is Q. Okay, so that is discharge. Because we know P, we know overall efficiency, we know W, and we know head. By using this equation, so find out what is discharge. So if we'll solve one problem, okay, the rest problem is similar. There is a no change. Okay, there is a no change in the procedure. The procedure remains same for all the problems. So once you calculated, okay, let me know. See, power, it should be in a kilowatts. You got Q is 14.99. So W is rho into G. W is rho into G. So directly return the value 9810. Once we know the discharge, okay, so you'll get a 14.99. So we took it is an a 15 meter cube per second. So next I'll go for the discharge equation. So Q is equals to area into velocity. So pi d1 b1 vf1. But in this, still we don't know what is flow velocity. We don't know what is the width, and we don't know what is the diameter. Okay, so we have to calculate vf1 as well as we have to calculate d1 and b1. Okay, so in this equation, so I considered the area blocked. Okay, in this equation I considered the area blocked, because see, clearly here they mentioned area blocked by the blade thickness is 5% area of flow at inlet. Okay, so while calculating the discharge, okay, we have to consider this the area blocked. Okay, this is very important. If they're not given, okay, so there is a no need to take this value. Okay, so we have to consider 100 minus 5%, okay, into pi d1 b1 vf1. Okay, so in the data the given the flow velocity, okay, so kf, by using this, okay, by using this, so easily we can calculate what is vf1. Okay, easily we can calculate what is the flow velocity at inlet. Okay, so using this, so calculate what is vf1. I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
See, after calculating, let me know. Because for this problem, okay, I will give time. Okay, once you practiced, okay, then other problems, the procedure remains same. There's a no change. So that's why I gave time, okay, to calculate this problem. So by calculating, you will get the flow velocity at inlet. So V of 1 is 7.28 meter per second. 7.28 meter per second. And in the problem condition, say here the given velocity of flow is constant throughout. Okay, whatever the flow velocity, okay, this flow velocity is constant throughout the turbine. Okay, so it means vf1 is equals to vf2. vf1 is equals to vf2. So it is 7.28 meter per second. 7.28 meter per second. So next I'll use Q formula. I'll going to substitute so Q is equals to, so area blocked, that is a 5% area blocked, into pi into d1 and b1. So b1, okay, so we can take in this form because in the data itself they given, okay, the axial length of the blade at inlet is equal to 0.1 times corresponding diameter. So b1 is equals to 0.1 d1. So we're going to substitute here. b1 is 0.1 d1 into vf1 7.28. So by substituting all this, so you'll get what is diameter. So that is the outer diameter. Outer diameter. Finished?
Yes, sir.
You got D1 is 2.6.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So next, from the data, so D2 is equals to 0.6 times D1. Okay, substitute there. So we'll get D2 is 1.576. See, you just clearly understood. So this is the outer diameter and this is the inner diameter. Okay, this is the outer diameter and this is the inner diameter. Okay, so next we're going to find out width. So that is B1 is 0.1 times corresponding diameter D1. So we'll get B1 is 0.26. Okay, so once we know D1, so easily we can calculate D2. So then easily we can calculate the width. Okay, so next we have to find out the blade speed velocity or peripheral velocity at inlet as well as outlet. Once you know D1 and D2. Okay, with respect to this D1 and D2, so we can calculate U1 and U2. Okay, so we can calculate U1 and U2. So that is U1 is equals to pi D1n divided by 60 and D2 pi D2n divided by 60. See, if they given D1 and D2 directly, okay, then no need to calculate all this. Okay, no need to calculate all this. Okay, so they're not given D1 and D2 directly, so we have to find out in this manner. Okay, so after this we will get U1 as 41.26 meter per second and U2 is 24.75 meter per second. After this, we know the hydraulic efficiency is given by, so VU1 U1 by GH, VU1 U1 by GH. So by using this equation, so we can calculate what is VU1. So we're going to calculate what is VU1. You finished U1 and U2 and VU1? Finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next, so before going to this, okay, so initially you have to draw the inlet and outlet velocity triangle. Okay, but I'm showing here the inlet and outlet velocity triangles. So this is the inlet and this is the outlet velocity triangle. Okay, but already I calculated U1, U2 and VU1. Okay, but from the inlet velocity triangle, you just see the inlet velocity triangle. Okay, in the inlet velocity triangle, see VU1 is greater than U1. Okay, so in the inlet velocity triangle, okay, in the generalized velocity triangle, so VU1 is greater than U1. But already we got the value. See, what is the V1? Sorry, what is U1? U1 is 41.26. But what about VU1? VU1 is 25.09. Okay, so whatever the inlet velocity triangle, okay, so we have to modify this inlet velocity triangle, means we have to change the direction. So initially in this direction, but now, okay, it should be in a opposite direction. Okay, so here you can see the modified velocity triangle. The reason is, okay, the reason is VU1 is less than U1 or U1 is greater than VU1. Since the velocity triangle is to be modified as, this is the modified velocity triangle. See, whatever this beta 1, okay, I will go into shift this side. Okay, whatever we have this BR1, okay, with respect to beta angle, okay, so we'll go into modify this side. Okay, then this is the modified inlet velocity triangle. Okay, you have any doubt here? So how we can modify the velocity triangle? You have any doubt?
No, sir.
So take down. Take down the inlet outlet velocity triangle. Later, the modified velocity triangle. So once you complete it, okay, next we have to find out the nozzle angle. So this is from the inlet velocity triangle. Okay, so this is the right angle triangle. Okay, so tan alpha 1 is opposite by adjacent. Okay, so opposite is VF1 and adjacent it is VU1. Okay, so then easily we can calculate what is alpha 1. Already we know VF1 and already we know what is VU1. Okay, then we can find out easily what is alpha 1. That is guide blade angle at inlet. Guide blade angle at inlet. So we'll get alpha 1 is 16 degree. You will get alpha 1 is 16 degree. So tan alpha 1 is opposite by adjacent. So that is VF1 by VU1. So find out alpha 1. So that is a tan inverse of VF1 by VU1. So you will get alpha 1 is 16 degree. So I hope you completed this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, similarly, we want this beta 1. We want beta 1. So first we have to find out this. Okay, if velocity triangle is not changed, then by using this means it is not modified. By using the velocity triangle, this we can find out. But already we modified. Okay, first we're going to find out what is beta 1 dash. Later we'll calculate 180 minus this angle. Okay. See, beta 1 dash is okay. So by saying this, beta 1 dash is it is an opposite by adjacent. Okay, so that is tan beta 1 dash is opposite by adjacent this distance. Okay, so VF1 by U1 minus VU1. Okay, so find out what is beta 1 dash. Find out beta 1 dash. So you'll get beta 1 dash as 24 degrees. 24 degree. Then we want this beta 1. Okay, we want the rotor blade angle at inlet. So it is an a 180 minus this angle. So beta 1 is 180 minus beta 1 dash. So finally we will get 155. But here you just see the velocity triangle. Here it is an a less than 90 degree. But now it is greater because the direction is changed. Okay, here the direction is changed. Okay, so that is beta 1. I hope you understood how to calculate beta 1 dash as well as beta 1. Next, from the outlet velocity triangle, okay, we want what is beta 2. Okay, we want what is beta 2. This is the beta 2. For that, tan beta 2 is opposite by so you'll get tan beta 2 is VF2 by U2. Already we know what is VF2 because in the data itself the flow is constant. So already we calculated VF1 is equals to VF2. it is a 7.28, and U2 is 24.75. You just substitute here. Just substitute here. So we'll know what is the rotor blade angle. Rotor blade angle sixteen point 23. 16.23. 16.23. Okay, have any doubt? Okay, have any doubt? So you can raise your question.
No, sir.
No? Okay. I hope you completed.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Mm, okay. So today I'm going to stop here. Tomorrow, okay, I'll going to solve one more problem. Okay, after completing that, I will go to unit number 3. Okay, I'll go to unit number 3. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And one more, it is notice. See, those who not submitted your course PPT and report, okay, so submit in your Google Classroom with respect to your Google Classroom. So A, B, C, D. Okay, thank you.